Today we're going to be going over the process of using water-based stains. The first step in using water-based stains is deciding whether to use a conditioner coat or not. Today we're going to be using cherry. It tends to have a lot of blotchiness problems, so we're going to be using a conditioner coat. What I like to use for a conditioner coat is a shellac, water-based shellac, which I have right here. You can cut it with water or use it straight out of the can, depending on what kind of depth of the stain you want to use. You can spray it on, you can use a brush. Today I'll be using just a paper towel fold in half to give it the right amount there. Just put it on somewhat liberally and even coat, working it back and forth and trying to put on a nice even coat like so, going around the ends and the edges. And what this is going to do is not allow the stain to penetrate as deep as it would with an unconditioned coat, which stops the blotchiness from happening. It does give you a little bit less of a consistent, or less of the depth of the stain that you're looking for, but gives it more equal colors. So you want to let this dry, let it dry for about an hour or so, and what you'll find is something that looks like this. After it's all dry, you're going to get a little bit of fuzziness right here, which is the grain racing, and the shellac has just enough body to it that it holds the fibers up there and allows you to sand it off and give it a nice even coat and stop all the grain racing right off the get-go. So I'm using a 320 sandpaper here. I'm going to sand it right down. Should sand right into a nice powder. You want to use a towel or so to wipe off all the powder here. And there you go. Now you're ready for staining. Now I'm using Target Coatings water-based stain here. It is a aniline dye stain, not a pigment stain. And what that does is allow the aniline dye to dive right into the wood, not sit on top of the wood like a pigment stain would. Gives it a nice, brilliant color and works out very well. This is the golden maple stain, which works very well on cherry. And again, you can use a brush, you can spray it on, you can do a rag like this. But basically, what you want to do is just flood the surface and keep a nice flooded surface like that, working it back and forth. And try not to let it dry anywhere. You always want to keep it wet, so you don't let it sit up here and dry on that. And if it does dry on you, all you need to do is take another wet rag like this and just go over it, and it will loosen up and allow you to pull it off. What I like about the golden maple on cherry is it gives it that real deep patina that you're looking for in cherry usually, without having to wait 10-15 years for it. So once you work it back and forth in the wood like so, you may give it a couple minutes to dry. Let it dive into the wood, let it soak it all up. You're going to do it. And keep a nice wet surface on there. You take your paper towels or rags and wipe off all the excess. It's important to get the excess because if you have a film on there from the stain, what will happen is when you go to top coat it, it will not, the top coat won't dive into the wood or hold on to the wood, and it will sit on top of the stain and not give it a good bond to the wood itself. Just like that. After you let that dry for a couple hours, you're ready to top coat it. You can use any type of water-based top coat or even solvent-based if you choose to. What I like to use the best is the Target Coatings Hypervar, which I have a piece already done here. As you can see, you get that nice patina look that you're looking for and still allow the grain to shine through, and not with a pigment stain. It would sit on top of the wood and kind of cover up the stain or the wood grain. But the aniline dye really gets behind the wood and still shows it off. Now this is the same board, same stain. If you were not to condition it, you would end up with a darker stain, a darker color. You're going to get the blotchiness like you see here, but you're going to get a deeper color. So it's kind of a preference choice of what you're looking for, whether to have a nice even color or to have a little bit of blotchiness on your cherries and your maples and birches. Will all do this to you. Using mahoganies and oaks, conditioner coat maybe not as important for the blotchiness, but it's something I always like to recommend you using, and that's really what you're looking for, is to get these two different colors here. You can see it's the exact same stain, but just a different process of doing it. Hope this was very helpful for you guys today. Thank you very much.